Hi, I'm Tom.
I'm Susan.
I'm Julie.
And you're watching Word of Mouth.
Your eyes, George. I love your eyes, George. I love your beard, George. I love your size, George.
We saw Sunday in the Park with George.
It is a postmodern musical about the George Seurat painting, The Island of the Grand Jatte.
His gigantic, humongous painting on this island in the middle of the Seine in Paris. And it's a painting that you can still see if you go to the Art Institute in Chicago.
That's the first act, the creation of that work. And the second act follows his great-grandson, who's seeking inspiration and finds it eventually in his great-grandfather's creation.
You know, I'm ready to declare a moratorium on the word amazing because I think it's overused, but it was amazing. It was really amazing.
I've seen quite a few things by Sondheim. I'd never seen this before. I love his lyrics, and this didn't disappoint. It was great. It was very unique.
Act one is really fascinating because you see the characters that are contained in the painting itself come to life and have stories and personalities.
The first act is really kind of about this, this guy who's emotionally connected to his work and is involved with this woman, and he is really not able to kind of connect with her in the same way that he connects with his work.
The remoteness of an artist, how an artist comes to make art, what you lose by being an artist.
Have you ever been in a relationship where somebody's accused you of being kind of disconnected or not really not really engaging with the person that you're in love with, and you don't feel that that's true because you've got other things that are distracting you? It's a really complicated thing to kind of put across on a stage.
Daniel Evans, I just think, was spectacular. He played the two Georges, and they look like two totally different people. I had to look at my program to, assure myself that yes, indeed, it was the same person playing both the great-grandfather and the younger painter. Jenna Russell, I give the same review. Not a false step. Again, totally different characters. The first act, she's the mistress of Georges Seurat. In the second act, she's the grandmother of the great-grandson. And, two very different characters. And she's, again, very, very tender and moving in both roles.
It was great that both Jenna Russell and Daniel Evans could hold their own in the face of this kind of monumental thing that was happening around them. The supporting characters were all incredible. Jessica Molaski, I've got all her albums at home. I think she's really, really great. She did not stand out at all, but I was really glad to see her in the show because I think she's awesome.
The bit parts in this are very, very well done, and it's another sign that they've cast very good people in the bit parts. And I think it's a testament to Sondheim that you put on this production and you can pull together such amazing talent in all of the roles.
The design of the show is really incredible. There's this computer-generated kind of scenery.
It's very cinematic. The background and the sides are all screens where they're flashing the painting or bits of the painting, and things are moving.
The first time when the computer-generated stuff happened on stage, the audience gasped, and people were kind of taken aback by the fact that this, this kind of white space had this thing happening. But it's not gimmicky at all. It doesn't detract at all from the fact that there's a real soul and heart behind the show, and there's this real emotional resonance that it has.
It's, I would say, an intellectually challenging play. You know, it's almost operatic. There aren't, well, it's operatic without the arias, basically.
I can't say I was blown away by the music. You don't leave the theater singing anything. The lyrics are great. You know, he rhymes rapturous and capturous, and he's great with the rhymes.
The music is really Sondheim-like, and if you've, this is one of the Sondheim shows that I'd never seen before, and it was good. It wasn't my favorite. I used to think that I loved Sondheim, and then I realized that I love some Sondheim, and this is one that I didn't really know very well, and I think I could learn to love it. I think I love the story more than I love the music, though.
I grew up in New York, and remember when this was on Broadway back in the 1980s, and I know my parents saw it, and my mom, who was a big one for traditional musicals, didn't like it at all because you couldn't leave the theater singing. And I think, you know, I know my friends now, many of them kind of look down on the traditional musical. This is the musical for the people who look down on the traditional musical.
It's not for everyone. Again, there won't be the hummable tunes. You won't, you know, be clicking your heels or anything, or stamping your feet, keeping time with the beat during the course of the play. But if you like a challenging play, if you want something that's just artistically spectacular, the staging is just amazing.
I'm going to tell people to go see it. It's really incredible. It's an amazing production. It's amazing material. It's amazing cast, and there's that word "amazing" that I promised I would never use again, and it's just amazing. It's really good.
Finishing the hat. How you have to finish the hat. How you watch the rest of the world from our window while you finish the hat. Mapping out a sky. What you feel like planning a sky. What you feel when voices that come through the window go until they distance and die, until there's nothing but sky. And how you're always turning back too late from the grass or the stick or the dog or the light. How the kind of woman willing to wait's not the kind that you want to find waiting to return you to the night. Dizzy from the height, coming from the hat.